The Georgia Bulldogs almost had the comeback of the century, but fell just short in the final 3 minutes of the game to Alabama 41-34. The Bulldogs had a rough start, with Carson Beck headed into halftime having only completed 8 passes total. A rushing touchdown and failed two-point conversion was all they could account for headed to the locker rooms. They regained momentum in the second half with a receiving touchdown from Arian Smith for 12 yards and a successful two-point conversion. From there, it was like a wave. Georgia outscored Alabama in the second half 27-11 with touchdowns from Lawson Lucky and two from Dylan Bell, including a 67-yard dot that gave them the lead, if only briefly, like not even 2 seconds brief. Ryan Williams ran it back 75 yards in response. The Bulldogs made a strong push in the final 2 minutes, getting all the way to the Alabama 20-yard line thanks to an automatic first down. Beck picked up his third interception on the night when Zabian Brown got his hands on the pass in the end zone to settle the game. Pre-game Nick Saban had Georgia football's number during his 17 years of making Alabama the premier program in college football. He went 8-2 against the Bulldogs, including winning 8 of the last 9. Here comes new Crimson Tide coach Kalen DeBoer for his first matchup against a program that has won 2 national titles since Alabama won its last. Its number 1 Georgia against number 4 Alabama tonight in what's now Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. We need to do our part to make the environment special, to be able to get our fans into it, DeBoer said. Georgia coach Kirby Smart is 97-16 in his 9th season as a head coach. DeBoer is 107-12 in his 10th, including a trip to the national championship game last season with Washington. His record speaks for itself, Smart said. Everywhere he's been successful. He's very confident in what he does and his organizational methods. In the situation he's in, you've got to be pretty confident in your own skin to go in there and do things your way, especially with the record they've had. It seems like he's done that without any issue or problem. Smart had DeBoer on his radar for the first time at Washington, starting a couple of years ago because he went up against Oregon and former Georgia defensive coordinator Dan Lanning. Washington won all 3 games the last 2 seasons against Oregon by 3 points each time. Smart talked to Lanning about going up against DeBoer in the offseason. He didn't have the most success either, Smart said. He's had some tough games and some tough decisions against him. Georgia players are motivated by last year's loss in the SEC championship game, but some were part of the team that beat Alabama in 2021 for the national title. Linebacker Smail Mondon was asked if beating Alabama is like a Mount Everest to climb.